Okay guys, I've got a lot of spares, so before we get into this video, I'm going to leave an eBay link in there, and if you have a look through, we'll do the cheapest prices on the internet. Bye. Hey guys, and today we're going to be doing a Lightseekers deck build kind of thing. So I'll explain where I got it from, and as you can see perfectly on the tournament winner mat. But basically, I went Insomnia about a week ago now, and I was playing a tournament there for obviously Lightseekers, and this is kind of the deck build which I would have ran. I won it with a similar one, but it was kind of, I got a load of booster boxes and I just upgraded it, so it should be pretty good. So I'll leave the deck build in the description below, but obviously I just wanted to go through it. So I put my hero as Meyku the Young, and basically all she does is you can activate an ability and you can heal 1 HP. And I'll explain why that's good later on when I get the card, which it makes it really overpowered. Then I run 3 of the Umbron Informants. These are basically, you draw cards until you have the same amount as your opponent. So in this game, it's basically a game of who can get the most cards in the hand, so they have the most resources for later on. So with the Umbron Informants, their ability allows you to waste your hand completely, so you can just keep on recycling them. Or even a case of drawing 1 or 2 cards instead of wasting your action ability. Then I have my kind of buff save cards. So I've got Pollen Weaver to start off with. His ability is a unique one, so you're only allowed 1 copy of him. But basically he reduces all damage done by 2 if your opponent is on higher HP than you are. Although I've run a load of healing cards, so he's not 100% accurate and he don't work 100% of the time. But in the tournament he was a 1 which saved me from the main bulk of damage which was done by the other player. And then obviously you just run Moss Ridge Defenders, which basically are the same thing as the Pollen Weaver, except a little better because it's constant 3, 2, 2, and then it will go away. So it's kind of a 7 damage another gate kind of thing. And then I run my main healing, which is the Stumpdrift Shamens. So as soon as you activate them you heal 1, so it's not a waste card if they have a remove card. Then you go up to 2, and then you go up to 4. So it's another 7 healing each time. So it's very good. In this deck it's very buff heavy, so I put 1 Spore Feeder in. So he's another healing card, and it's heal the equal number of buffs you have, so you can have up to 8 buffs. So if you manage to get all 8 out you can heal 10. That is very unlikely, but at the same time it can happen. And it also does 2 damage to your opponent, so you just can keep on stacking your advantage. Then I run 2 Forest Menders. These are 2 healing, and then you can return 2 buffs to your hand, basically, or a buff from your opponent back to their hand. So if they have one which will kill you next turn, you can return it back to their hand and get 1 more turn of hopefully doing more damage or healing. And then we run 1 Infected Wasp, so deal damage equal to the number of buffs your opponent has in play plus 3. So it's just a 3 damage one instantly, and if they have more than 3 then you can get about 7-8 damage instantly. So it's very, very helpful. As I also said, this is another buff heavy deck, so it will be doing 6 damage instantly, so it's kind of a very easy way of doing a lot of damage. You have your Oakthorn Warrior, so just in case you got attacked that turn, you can do 6 damage. I only run 1 of these attack ones because they can only come in handy ever so often. I run 3 Reckless Spirits. These cards are basically 3 damage and remove 1 buff. So if your opponent has a really pesky one which like does a load of damage to you or can easily heal themselves or stop your damage coming at them, you can just remove it from the board and deal 3 damage to them. So that's us trying to get it to focus because it's been awkward. Yep. So you can do 3 damage and remove a buff, so it's very helpful. And also all of these cards have equal ones for the combos, which I'll show you in a second. So you try to run as many of the different elements as possible. So next ones are Cohesive Spirits. So these do 2 damage, and then your opponent has to move 3 buffs from their hand into their deck. So this is just a way of going 2 damage off you, and by the way, all them cards which you just built up which took you ages to get, send them back into the deck, and then they just get annoyed, basically. And now I run like Insect Swarm. Now Insect Swarm's probably not one of the best cards in the deck, but it keeps on doing 1 damage consistently, so you can keep on hitting the person, hitting them over and over again. Or if you run cards like this, your Spectral Mantrix. That's so it deals 2 damage, and then when you get healed, so you can heal it with the hero power, for example, this restarts. So you can just keep on doing 2 damage each turn. Every single turn, 2 damage, until obviously you need to activate a combo or anything else. You have at least 2 turns of that. But also, Insect Swarm comes in handy, because obviously you can't activate that if you're on full HP or 35. With these Soul of Wards, okay? So these guys, you get to draw 1 card each time you take 1 or more damage. So basically you can go on your turn, have 2 of these out, Insect Swarm, 1 damage off you, and you draw 2 cards. Each turn you can do that depending on how many you have on the board, but it's just a case of you can keep going and going and going and deal damage to yourself and then also drawing cards. But with all the healing cards we have in as well, that makes Spectral Mantrix even better, because obviously it just keeps on resetting. If I could run 3 of these I would, but I don't have 3 sadly. I need to buy them, but no one sells them yet. And then I'll just do my main majority damage buffs. So I've got 3 Corvid Conspiracies. So instantly they do 7 damage basically. Most cards in this game over the whole card do about 7 damage. So it's just 3, 3, 3 overall, depending on which ones you want and activate. And then I will go to my last 2 utility cards before going through my combos. So I've got Old Oak. So this just restarts up to 2 action buffs, which are any of the other buffs which we went through. So let's say we have that Mantrix Spider out again, the one which keeps on doing 2 damage. We can just keep on resetting it and restarting it with the ability of any healing card basically. Or even better, you can chain it with this one, which is your Tree Sprout. So on the second turn you can heal 2 and draw a card, and then heal 1 and then draw another card. Run it with a Mantrix Spider or Old Oak, you just keep on restarting it and you just keep on drawing cards. So it's a constant thing. And now for my combos. So I've tried to run combos with more of like the elements, so then they can be used for other combos. So one of them, which I use kind of a bit, is Regrowth. So you need 2 trees, an animal and a human basically, and then you heal 5, and then you move 2 discarded buffs back into your deck. Back into play. So if you use it on the Tree Sprout or whatever, you can heal and keep on drawing. You just keep on going and going and going. It's very utility wise. Another one I run is Fungal Spore. This heals for 8 and then deals 5 damage to your opponent. But what I like about it is that it has 2 trees, so we can use it for regrowth and a human. So then all you have to do is put an animal towards it. So you can just keep on shuffling your cards back in over and over and over again. So it's kind of helpful. Then we have Feral Rage, which once again both of them can be used to help. Majority regrowth will be used, and it's just a quick 10 damage to your opponent, so it's just a lot of damage instantly. And then last 2, I've got Vine Lash, which does 14 on your second go, and obviously it uses an animal, a tree, and a person, so regrowth is once again useful for that. And it's just 14 damage straight up, so it's really easy, really quick to do damage. And then I have the MVP of this deck, Beast Control. So although it's an attack ability, so each turn you have to say, I want to pay 7 to deal 7 basically. So you use one of your actions to deal 7, but each turn you can do 21 damage. And by that time you've got this out, you probably should be getting close to the end of the game. So 7 damage consistently is very, very, very helpful. So this is what I would run, preferably. And I think Nature is probably one of the better decks. And obviously I won a tournament with the Nature deck. So I believe that this will do very, very well if you wanted to give it a bit of try and practice if you have any close games around or you want to start getting into it. Apart from that, I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoy more content like this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and I'll carry on uploading more and more of the different card games. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.